generation of men, they literally don't want to get you no flowers. They don't want to take you on no dates. All they want to do is ask you what you doing all day long and tell you lies. Like, I'm over it.
If you're a man who likes to shoot his shot at women at the gas station, you have a better opportunity of offering her one of these three things. Hey, let me pump your gas for you, or let me reimburse you for your gas, or hey, let me pay for your gas. And then you proceed to shoot your shot and introduce yourself. If you're not doing one of the three and we're standing at the gas station, you might as well just get back in your car and just go home. You might as well just get back in your car and ride up to wherever you came from. Like, there's no way in the world I would be sitting at the gas station, somebody shooting a shot at me as a woman, and I'm sitting here pumping my own gas. The least you could do is come and pump it. Come and pump it. If you ain't got no money, come and pump it. Like, y'all just be at the gas station talking. Y'all just be at the gas station talking. Like, you get the most love, and I don't care what city you in, you get the most love when you go to the gas station. You could literally look like absolutely nothing. Body on all that. Trust and believe. You feeling low, down, girl, go to the gas station. They gonna hype you up. They're gonna hype you up.
Literally, I have to have my neighbor watch them. They don't have child care. They barely have rental assistance. Houston, Texas is not a place to live. Like, I was in a domestic violence situation as it is. The father's locked up. Like, I have no help. And people don't understand how frustrating that is. No help. No help. I have a jealous mother that won't even freaking help me. Sometimes I just want to give up. I'm 2 months behind rent. I have to put something on the rent. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, and y'all see why people sell their bodies. Y'all see why people prostitute. Y'all see why people do the things they do for money. You see why people do the things they do for money. Did I ask to have a jealous mother? She don't care about me. She don't care nothing about me or my kids. I have to provide for them and do the best that I can do. Houston, Texas don't help enough. They don't. They don't. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Being 2 months behind rent. Trying to provide for my babies. Like, I'm worried about them more than me. And I'm so over it. Like, I'm so over it. I've been doing the best that I can do. I'm the one that laid down and did that. I did that. The father just don't. I'm doing the best that I can do. And I love my babies. But Houston, Texas don't help. I thought they had more assistance, but they don't help with nothing. I'm doing the best that I can do. I'm really I just can't.
2 years old, Glennis Williams never imagined she would have to start working again.
I had retired from Kaiser Permanente. My son and I were facing an eviction. We had no problem with our rent, but he suffered a TBI.
Williams fell behind on rent, and to make up the difference, headed back into the workforce.
I only get $1,200 a month from Social Security, and I gave them $850. So there's still no money for the household.
According to a USA Today study, Williams falls into a group most likely to face eviction: Black women.
They're screening us out pretty much.
LaShawn Marshall is a case manager for the Community Outreach Service Center, helping Williams and others stay in their homes.
I'm running into landlords not doing the paperwork to keep them from being evicted.
Marshall says to receive emergency rental assistance, tenants and landlords have to fill out government forms.
This compilation
day long and tell you lies. Like, I'm over it.
If you're a man who likes to shoot his shot at women at the gas station, you have a better opportunity of offering her one of these three things. Hey, let me pump your gas for you, or let me reimburse you for your gas, or hey, let me pay for your gas. And then you proceed to shoot your shot and introduce yourself. If you're not doing one of the three and we're standing at the gas station, you might as well just get back in your car and just go home. You might as well just get back in your car and ride up to wherever you came from. Like, there's no way in the world I would be sitting at the gas station, somebody shooting a shot at me as a woman, and I'm sitting here pumping my own gas. The least you could do is come and pump it. Come and pump it. If you ain't got no money, come and pump it. Like, y'all just be at the gas station talking. Y'all just be at the gas station talking. Like, you get the most love, and I don't care what city you in, you get the most love when you go to the gas station. You could literally look like absolutely nothing. Body on, all that. Trust and believe. You feeling low, down, girl, go to the gas station. They gonna hype you up. They're gonna hype you up.
Literally, I have to have my neighbor watch them. They don't have child care. They barely have rental assistance. Houston, Texas is not a place to live. Like, I was in a domestic violence situation as it is. The father's locked up. Like, I have no help. And people don't understand how frustrating that is. No help.
I think everybody does understand how that happens, as far as like, people can't pay their rent but we're trying to see what's going on out here, ladies, but the accountability, and I get it. I know that she's frustrated, I truly get that. I get that. I get that. But at the same time, we got to realize that we are picking these men. We are picking these men to be our children's father. And think about it. I mean, how comfortable are you feeling with those men, with those being your odds? Like, think about that. Odds don't seem too high, when you're going through stuff like this, right? And I think we are so used to just blaming the guys, and you don't realize the guys they don't really change that. They don't change that much. I promise you, they don't. They don't change. They don't change them. And what I mean is, and neither does she, right? She came in being who she is. She didn't change. I bet you she remained the same person. I bet she did. Ain't nothing too much change for her. I bet it didn't. What y'all think? I personally think that nothing has changed with people. I mean, you just don't change like that. That's not how it goes. At least that I know of. I don't think it goes like that. I don't think nobody just out the blue just changes. I don't think so. I think we know what we get. We just choose to sit by it a little longer. We choose to stand by it a little longer. But look what's happening. People don't like people talking about these topics sometimes. But what you gonna do? You got to think. The more these women have babies, the more the crime rate is going to go up even more. Because think about it. You're more susceptible to be in trouble when you are with just a single parent. You are. Especially a single mom. You gonna really be in trouble. I mean, think about it. The odds are going to be against you. It's better for you if you can come up in a single parent home. I know that's not always ideally, right? But when you got these women on social media and they're crying, they're screaming, and they're going off, and they're saying they're going off, it's like, what are you going to do about that though? Like, when is it going to be when do we take accountability for that though? And I'm talking about all the women, like,
new generation of men, they literally don't want to get you no flowers. They don't want to take you on no dates. All they want to do is ask you what you doing all day long and tell you lies. Like, I'm over it.
If you're a man who likes to shoot his shot at women at the gas station, you have a better opportunity of offering her one of these three things. Hey, let me pump your gas for you, or let me reimburse you for your gas, or hey, let me pay for your gas. And then you proceed to shoot your shot and introduce yourself. If you're not doing one of the three and we're standing at the gas station, you might as well just get back in your car and just go home. You might as well just get back in your car and ride up to wherever you came from. Like, there's no way in the world I would be sitting at the gas station, somebody shooting a shot at me as a woman, and I'm sitting here pumping my own gas. The least you could do is come and pump it. Come and pump it. If you ain't got no money, come and pump it. Like, y'all just be at the gas station talking. Y'all just be at the gas station talking. Like, you get the most love, and I don't care what city you in, you get the most love when you go to the gas station. You could literally look like absolutely nothing. Body on, all that. Trust and believe. You feeling low, down, girl, go to the gas station. They gonna hype you up. You're gonna happy, but
literally, I have to have my neighbor watch them. They don't have child care. They barely have rental assistance. Houston, Texas is not a place to live. Like, I was in a domestic violence situation as it is. The father's locked up. Like, I have no help. And people don't understand how frustrating that is. No help. No help. I have a jealous mother that won't even freaking help me. Sometimes I just want to give up. I'm 2 months behind rent. I have to put something on the rent. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, and y'all see why people sell their bodies. Y'all see why people prostitute. Y'all see why people do the things they do for money. You see why people do the things they do for money. Did I ask to have a jealous mother? She don't care about me. She don't care nothing about me or my kids. I have to provide for them and do the best that I can do. Houston, Texas don't help enough. They don't. They don't. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Being 2 months behind rent. Trying to provide for my babies. Like, I'm worried about them more than me. And I'm so over it. Like, I'm so over it. I've been doing the best that I can do. I'm the one.
And I definitely can understand how somebody's doing the best they can do, right? I am not over and beyond that part of it, right? And the thing is, right, a lot of women, they don't realize when you are choosing to have these kids, right? Because we are choosing to have these kids as women, right? It's like, what did you think that was going to happen? Like, seriously, I don't think people realize that. You have kids by somebody, right? And like she said, the guy was in jail. And I don't think people realize. I had a conversation with somebody today, and they were talking about how the guy didn't do this and he not helping with this. And I had to point out to her, like, he was always like that. So you actually picked him. You actually picked him to be your child's father, right? And now she has kids, and now her kids are doing the same thing, and she's mad about them, her kids doing the same thing. But I was telling her, I said, where would they get it from? They don't know anything else but do the same thing. And if you put it all on their father, and you're not talking about your part in that, how will your daughters learn? Like, seriously, that's not going to help. You've seen right here, this girl, she's screaming and hollering. She's talking about her mom is jealous of her. And people don't realize your mother plays a big role in your life when you're having these kids and stuff. I mean, think about it. I don't think people realize that. And I feel sorry for this girl right here. And she has the kids and she's 2 months late. They said right now, this is the biggest eviction time ever. They said it's even bigger than after COVID. They said the eviction rates are going crazy right now. And I don't think people realize how it's really about to go down. And that's why the topic is up there. Are modern dating standards too high? And think about it, right? People always think they should get above average women do, right? And I don't think they realize when this is all said and done with this whole season and what's going on, they're gonna wish they had anybody. I promise you they will, because this is not gonna be good. And think about it. 80% of women, they won't even date nobody that makes a little bit below them. Like, think about that. That is some high statistics when you think about it. Like, so you telling me that's a lot of men that you're not dating then. I mean, and he could be a good guy. So you're literally not dating him because he makes less than you? Like, that is nuts. I don't understand where we're getting this perfect. We're almost getting like a perfect type of agenda. Like, a man has to be perfect. But we're not perfect, ladies. So why do we want the men to be perfect? We are nowhere near perfect. Like, that make sense. That doesn't make sense. And look at it. You're having kids and the kids are doing the same thing. It's nothing right now for a 36-year-old woman to have an 18, 19-year-old daughter and they're already on her second or first kid. Right? And then they're looking at them talking about they picked the wrong person. Who did you bring in her life for them to pick a better person? Like, I don't think people realize that. And I think at a lot of times with women, keep telling women, you don't have the kids, don't get pregnant, you can't keep calling. And when you talk to women about their kid's father, they always call them lames, or they call him a scrub or deadbeat or whatever the case may be. And I just be thinking to myself, like, you picked them. Ladies, you picked them. I don't think y'all realizing that y'all picked these men. So when y'all calling them these names, you know what I mean? I don't think people realize. He said, Wesley said, I think there is a lot more problems than just people's standards. There are a lot more problems than people's standards, right, Wesley? But think about this though. Them standards come from somewhere, right? You're getting this high horse mentality. Where are you getting that mentality from? Like, think about it. Like, there's a lot of women that literally will not date a man who makes $40,000. I'm talking about won't even look his way. And it's wow. Like, she can have 3 kids and everything, and she'll be like, I'm not talking to him. Like, it's because women don't tell women the truth. So we as women, we overvalue ourselves. I'm telling you, look at it. It is so many women that are about to be in the homeless shelter and stuff right now. Like, it's about to be a real crisis going on right now. And I think we are not doing our due justice, not telling these women this. Telling you, you got to stop lying to them. How many? Ask a woman about their kid's father, and I guarantee they're going to say something smart about him. Most likely. It's almost as if they didn't pick them. As if he got dropped off by Amazon or something. And look at it. Like, it's getting worse and worse. And who's going to have all those babies? The crime rate's going to go up. Even women's jails are going to be more crowded. The prisons. I don't think people realize what's really going down. So I understand that it is more than just the people's standards, but where are you getting them standards from? Where are they getting them standards from? Like, seriously, I'm just saying, if you a woman, tell me where you getting them standards from. If you a man, where do you think they're getting them standards from? I'm confused. I'm really confused by it. I am. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, why don't you get whatever you are? Whatever you are, that's what you get. But that ain't what we're dealing with right here. Women only want somebody like so high above them. And think about it. What is the percentage of that? It's really low. It is low. It was like 15%. And then they want you to be 6'5". I mean, that's nonsense. And think about it. So then you get all the Pookie and Ray Rays that's in jail, right? And you're pregnant by them. And then you be on social media complaining and crying and going off. And it's like, you know, I can't go and complain on Ray Ray and Pookie, right? Because you picked them. You picked them. Those are going to be your daughters and sons leaders, right? So that's all I'm saying. Like, you can't complain about it, you know? And I'm not saying anything bad about Ray Ray or Pookie, but they are though. So when you get on here and you say, nobody's helping me, I ain't paid my rent in 2 months, and it's like, and she's saying Houston is terrible, and so she's calling the father terrible. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, seriously, even dating, right? I know y'all all, I don't know who's married, who's dating, but think about that though. If you think that women's standards are too high right now, like, seriously, put a 1 in the chat. Like, the standards off the chain. Even me as a woman, when I'm talking to other women and listening to what they want, like, it is crazy. Like, it is nuts. Like, it's like, really? Like, who's about to give you that? Like, even when women are dating men, right? I've heard women say, if the man want a key, so they going together, and the woman will be like, oh, he better buy me a house. Do you not know the average house cost right now? Like, that's wild. Wesley said, I also think that people are scared to have to lower their standards, whatever that means, because they might get hurt. You can get hurt if you talk to somebody that make a lot of money. You get hurt. You talk to somebody don't make a lot of money. I mean, you get hurt, right? That's the thing, though. Nobody is giving nobody a guarantee. If that was the case, imagine you had a guarantee on every time you went out with somebody. I mean, that would be awesome, right? It doesn't happen. So even the way of moving in fear, we can't move in fear either. If you move in fear, do you mean that you'll never ever date? Like, think about that. Oh, you not lying about that, sweaty. Like seriously, inflation and open borders definitely will destroy us. Do y'all not know? Even with, and I have nothing against immigrants, you know that their pregnancy rate for a lot of the girls is 16%. They have a 16% pregnancy rate. Big. I don't think people realize how big that is. Like that's going to be a big thing. Like it is. And I don't know what the plan is for that, but that ain't good. That is not good. And I think people sometimes, I think we don't realize what's going on, especially the women. The women don't even be knowing what's going on. They just be around here moving around. They don't ask a woman about what's going on right now. They don't be knowing. They don't. They are just here. Men be knowing. Men be coming up in here talking about all kinds of stuff. Women be like, I didn't even know that was happening. They don't even look to see if it's happening. And it's wild because y'all have kids. Like, how you got kids and you don't even know what's moving around or not? Like it doesn't make sense. Then you got the entitled women. You got the women that are super entitled, talking about if I see you out anywhere, they be in Chipotle now making videos talking about a guy looked at me, he didn't buy me a burrito and he tried to get my number. I can't get my number, he didn't buy my burrito. Like, who do you think you are? Like, I think a lot of people are about to get their face cracked this season. They are. Like, and it's about to be sad, man, because it's like them kids didn't ask to be here. Them kids are not asked to be here. Remember that guy that had 32 kids? What's his name? Jay? He had 34 kids, I think. Probably more than that now. Just think about that, right? All kind of different mothers. Who are the mothers that's having these babies? Right? Of course, he's in the wrong for having kids too. But at the same time, who are the women he's sitting around still having those kids? I don't think people realize that. Like when do they get in trouble for having them kids like that? Like you don't have to take no blame for you just keeping those kids coming. Like that's wild to me. And for how long? And then you're mad and you're talking stuff about their father. 'Cause that's exactly what they do. They talk stuff about their father, and then you're going to raise a whole bunch of either little mean girls or either little mean boys. Either way, it ain't good. And it's like, what we supposed to do with that? Like seriously, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to. So what do you do? Sweep it up under the rug? Think about it. If y'all got kids, right? These are the kids that's going to be dating your kids. Maybe, who knows? I mean, I don't think we realize that people are having kids with strangers. People. I mean, think about it. Like it's not cute. I'm just saying. Look where all the blame is falling on. It's all falling on the men right now. You know, every time you look up and just think about it, you're going out. You're having, most women, they really don't think that their value goes on at all when they have a lot of kids. Like I'm talking about, they don't. There was a question the other day I posed. We were talking about, do women expire faster? Most women cannot understand when you was asking that question about women expiring faster. All they could say is that men die faster, and that was not the question. Like women do, we expire faster as far as our looks go a little faster. Men are more talked about with their stature, their money and stuff, right? Women don't realize like men can still have kids when they're 50 and 60 and stuff like that. I don't think women realize that. And that's why they hit that wall about what, 42, 40 years old. Then they look at them like, oh, shoot, I see what you're talking about. Certain ones see that. A lot of them don't. I'm telling you, I hear right now a lot of 50-year-old women that be talking about they don't want to date a man with a receding hairline and a belly. I'll be like, well, that's going to be a lot of men. That's going to be a lot of men. And they, a lot of times, got a receding hairline and a belly. How you going to say, like, make it make sense? Like, y'all, that don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me. I've heard big girls talking about if a man ain't got a flat stomach, she don't want to talk to him. Like, where is that coming from? Where's the entitlement coming from? It's because as women, we lie to each other. I'm telling you, that's where that comes from. Like, where do you even get off even thinking that way? Like, seriously. Like when I talked to that young lady and she was talking about her daughter today. Her daughter just had a baby, and she was talking about how the boyfriend was terrible. And I was like, well, why would she not pick a terrible guy? Think about that. Why would she not pick a terrible guy? If you picked a terrible father for her or terrible whoever you talk to, most likely they gonna pick somebody the same caliber. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. And I don't think that's being mean. I think that's being straightforward. I mean, do you lie? Do you lie to them? I mean, us lying to these women does not make it no better. It don't. Even when it come even to weight and stuff, right? She just got divorced. She gained like 80 pounds, right? And I was telling her, I know how you gain them 80 pounds because nobody tells you about yourself. Nobody does. Nobody tells you to lose weight. Nobody talks to you about it. It's not even talked about. It's not. So it's like, what do we do? Why are we not holding anybody accountable right now? Like, what's up with that? I mean, you are definitely right about that. You're right about that. Men be doing stupid things, doing dangerous jobs, and have to protect. And of course, we die more. You're right. You're right about that, right? But even that question, asking women, do we expire faster, right? They was like, I mean, and it was wild because we had other women and we was asking women like, because she started getting smart, and the girl, like the other girls, that they literally could not, it was like a girl code. Like the guy was like, is she getting smart? And the girl was like, I don't know. Like what is that with the girl code that we have? Why can't we tell other women when they're in the wrong? Like that is destroying us by doing that. We should be able to tell other women when you're in the wrong. Think about it. Like I said yesterday, the only person who was able to tell a woman anything was a man, right? And now men, they're not allowed to tell women nothing no more, as it seems, because women go off. So who can tell a woman anything if a man can't? Think about that. Like it doesn't even make sense. You got 44-year-old women talking about they want to talk to somebody that's 6'5" and $100,000. Make it make sense. I don't care if you froze your eggs. I don't like it. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And they'll try to argue down about that it makes sense. And you're right about that. Men are protectors, right? Even when you have that conversation about how men protect, that is what y'all do. Y'all protect. Like I feel like when a woman is not with a man, it's like she's out without a shield sometimes. They are. Even when a woman is out without her father sometimes. It's like you're not protected. And women will argue that up and down about that. And it's like, what is the argument about? That's what men do. That's what they do. They build and they protect, right? Like, when did we get out of that where we can't even have those conversations, right? Like, that's wild to me. And now, the more that women go around and the more that they have sex with different people, the more that it's easier for them to not talk to people. So it's not even feelings in it after they don't talk to somebody. It doesn't matter if they have sex. They just don't talk to them no more. And it goes on, the cycle goes on. I'm telling you. They let everybody around their kids like they don't care. Man, you date a woman and she got a kid or she got kids and she puts her kids around you, be careful. That ain't normal. That's not normal. And think about it. Everybody out here trauma bonding and being codependent on each other. And what is that going to do for us, right? I don't think people realize the agenda is to keep women single because women spend more money. I say it all the time. And that's exactly what's going down. See, black women spending more money than everybody when they got money, and they don't spend as much as money they do when they're married. I don't know. I don't think people really notice. I don't think they know that. So think about it. It's better for the economy, but it's terrible for us. What is the world going to look like in 10 years? I tell everybody all the time, we're going to talk about this one day. We're going to talk about how the sexy red foundation came through. Like, for real. We are. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how women had nails 4 inches long and telling me we're going to have tall tales about that. Like, where are we going to go with that, guys? I don't think people realize that. Like that's going to be wild. And nobody wants to really sit there and talk about it. And a lot of women, they get so defensive. They do. They get defensive if a man asks them out their weight. That's why now you got a lot of podcasts where they do be like dress size. They do be like how much you weigh. Because I don't think women realize when a man is talking to a woman, he is investing in her, even with his time. So, and women don't realize that. If you already coming out the box and you already this big and he might want to have kids and stuff like that, he's going to look at you and look at you like you're being unhealthy. It's not about so much of the aesthetic sometimes, you know? Think about it. Men, when you give your kids to a woman, like I said yesterday, she is going to be the teacher, the leader, the counselor. Think about that to your child, especially when you're away. So you got to be careful. Like you got to be careful with that. I don't understand why people don't understand that that's what's going on. Like I don't. Like we can ignore it all we want, but at the end of the day, look what's happening. Look at it. Look at Sexy Red out here is the leader. Social media got us in I'm telling you, look at people always on their phones, stay on their phones, don't even interact with people. They don't. I'm looking at it. Like, how is that going to help? Even with online dating sometimes I think even made it even worse because now when you get done talking to somebody, you can go talk to somebody else. That don't work out, you just get back online. And there's so many dating sites now, right? I don't know if it's, it's just like, just go to the next. Like, what are you going to do? Like, nobody's really building bonds with each other. Think about it. And then as you see with the men are getting done wrong when it comes to the kids and in the courtrooms and stuff, when it comes to child support and stuff. Like, it's just like, what is the benefit of getting married for a lot of men? Like, I used to hear that and be like, that sounds crazy. But looking at it and seeing it, look at it. The men are getting stuck. So it's just like, what do you do? Like, seriously, you got the women. Look at the women. They got high standards with bad attitudes. Like, for real. Like, how is your standard so high and you have a terrible attitude? I mean, I don't get it. It's like women want men to pay. And same thing for men too, because a lot of men are being raised by these toxic mothers. They are. So think about it. Everybody got a chip on their shoulder. But I don't think people are realizing that it's fallen on that mother, especially the Black mothers. So those are going to be the ones that are going to be being toxic because they're going to be stuck with all them kids. And I ain't talking about every single woman either. So don't come for me. Think about it. Look at it. Look how many men are being left with their mothers and they have to become son husbands. Seriously. You taking care of your mom like as if that's your wife. Because she's alone. And I ain't talking about her being old and ill. I'm saying even when she's in her 50s, you are doing everything for your mom as if that is your wife. And think about it. A lot of men got love-hate relationships with their mother. They love their mom, but they don't like her. Like they don't. I'm looking at it. And a lot of times with a lot of Black moms, you get no apology. No apology. So it's like, how are you supposed to go and bond and mate with somebody if your mom's like that? Like, think about that. Like, that's rough. And that's what we're left with right here. Then you got modern dating and you being critical. The women don't like the shoes. They don't like the way they dress. Like, what men out here just dressing so nice anyway? That ain't even a man's thing a lot of times. Men are simple, ladies. They don't spend a lot of time. They're not about to just be shopping like that. They ain't about to be putting stuff in the shopping cart all on the internet. That's stuff that women do. Men and women are different. They're not the same. Like, we're not. And I think for some reason we keep trying to put them together and we different. And I like it like that. I don't want no man being like me and I don't want to be like no man. You know? I think a lot of women are trying to be masculine, right? And you hear women always calling herself alpha. I don't think there's no alpha females. I don't know where they getting that word from. I just think you're just using the word. How can I don't get it. But you hear women all the time, like, I'm an alpha female. How? Like, somebody explain to me, how are you an alpha female? And if you are, now I do believe this though. I do believe some women are more strong-minded, right? And I do believe dumb women do belong with beta men, right? Because if you're bossing them around and stuff like that, like a masculine man, you're not going to be able to get along with him. A lot of women think that they want alpha men, but they don't. They really belong with beta men. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of women. They don't realize that though. They really honestly think that they belong with a strong alpha. But y'all gonna bump heads. Y'all gonna argue. I'm telling you, a lot of women, they don't mind sitting there arguing with you and stuff. And even that, when did we get into that? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I never understood that. You got women, I done been out to the restaurant, seen women just arguing back and forth, debating over politics and religion. Like, why they on a date? Like, when did we start doing that? I thought when you met somebody, you met them so you can get to know them, right? Why are you even debating? Like, that don't even make sense. You debate so much, you're not gonna be able to know who that person is. You're not. I don't think people realize that. Like, you measuring them, you giving them too much hassle, ladies. Y'all gonna have to slow up. Can't have two drivers in a car, only one can drive. And that's the thing, right, Wesley? That's the thing. You're not lying about that, because I think women want to drive. They want pedals on that side, right? Or they want to drive the car. But you got to think though, women have been raised to believe from their moms and their grandmas and stuff. They told them, don't trust men. Don't trust them. So think about it. So this is what's happening right now. If your elders told you, don't trust these men, why would you trust them? I don't think people realize that. That's why it's always nice when you're dating a woman. Go check and see who her elders are. See how they talk. See how they get down, because that person, they have been real impressionable on that woman. Seriously. And I think now women be like, I get my education. I got to get my job. And now what's happening right now? Everybody you know over 35, when you talk to a woman and you be like, what's going on? How you been, girl? And they be like, girl, tired. I've been working. Because now you're getting worked to death. That's all you do is work. Overtime. You're getting 2 jobs. All them people in there getting all them houses, right? That's all you see is people in there talking about they went and got a house. They went and got another job. And what you doing with the other job? Think about it. You got another job, all right? Think about it. Hey, John, how you doing, baby? It says she is the one who made the poor choices. And think about it, though. It's like, what do you do about that? And even you saying she's the one who made the poor choices, right? Most women, they do not want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't. Look how women do at Christmas time when it comes to their kids, right? There's no reason for anybody to spend over $500 on some kids. Think about it. On one kid. Think about it. And let's just say you don't have any money, right? And most of us don't have no money. Why are we spending $500 to $1,000 on Christmas stuff? It doesn't make sense, because it's a habit. That's a bad habit for us to have. Think about it. And it people do it all the time. I've seen women have income tax checks, have one child, and spend $2,000 on that child, just shopping, buying clothes and stuff, as if that child is not still growing. But think about it though. No, the elders aren't saying, they're not telling us don't do that. They're not saying you shouldn't do that. So it's like, how do we know not to do that if nobody's saying it? Everybody's scared to say something. Your grandma ain't saying nothing. Think about it. Tom Lucas talked extensively on this subject. Yeah, think about it. I don't think people realize how much people are spending on these kids. You're buying tennis shoes that cost $150. Kids are still growing. It doesn't matter. They're kids. Let kids be kids. But we're not doing that. we're going out and over beyond for stuff. And it doesn't make any sense. The kids, they're not gonna remember that. Kids don't know stuff like that. They care less. I learned that when kids are having Christmas, they just want to see stuff. They don't care what it is. You go to the dollar store and wrap a whole bunch of gifts up. They just want to open stuff. They don't care what it is. But for some reason in our mind, we think like, let me go and buy them this and that. And I'm telling you what most people say. They go, well, I didn't have nothing, so I want to give my kids the best. I'm like, that's not the best though. That's not the best. Like John H said, rule 1. He said, never date single moms. And women cannot stand when men say that, right? But I tell men all the time, being a step parent is a thankless job. I know a lot of fathers who were step parents to kids, and them kids don't even call them don't even call them the men no more. Don't say one. I'm talking about they was with their mom for 5-10 years. Don't say one word to them. And think about it. And most of them didn't even have a dad at all. So when this man stepped in, he stepped in to be a father to them, right? And you know what happens a lot of times? A lot of times you go in the house with some rules, and then the mom fights you on them rules. Think about it. It ain't about y'all having kids sometimes, ladies. It's about the men that they don't want to have to go back and forth with you about your kids. They don't. Because a lot of times women will have kids and kids will be doing stuff, even women on the phone sometimes. Kids talking in the background, talking to her. They don't say excuse. It's the little things like that you start noting, like, and she don't think nothing wrong with it because that's her normal with her kids. Kids just being rude. Kids going all over the place, not paying no attention. Like it's sad. And think about that. Just think about that. And then you want to go introduce somebody to your kids. You know, most kids stay in single women's bed. Ask them. A lot of women, you believe it or not, them kids be 8-7 years old, still sleeping with their mom. And think about it. It's really a security blanket for the mom, for real. The mom blaming on the kids. No, that's on you, Brenda. Like for real. You're sleeping with you're making your kids your surrogate spouse. I'm telling you, see it all the time. Look at it. And that's why when the father come get them kids or come get that kid, the mom be lost because she ain't got nothing to do. That's just like when kids get out of high school. Man, you ever seen a woman when her kid go to school? You talking about depression because she wrapped her whole life just around it and she don't have nothing else to do. And this is why, ladies, these kind of podcasts, I'm trying to warn y'all because y'all don't realize your kids are not your spouse. They're going to leave one day and you're going to be sad. I done seen it. You be sitting there looking like old girl on a waiting exhale. Her son was leaving. Look, John H said they are his kids and hers. You ain't lying about that. So I'm not exactly right about that. They are his kids and hers. You're right. And people don't realize that. I always tell women, men will be cordial to your kids, like as if you was to invite him to a barbecue and he was cordial with your family when he walked up on the barbecue. It's the same thing. Think about it. And women, I don't think women realize this. Even with the animals nowadays, think about it. How many times you done seen somewhere the woman be like, I got a cat, I got a dog, and my dog or my cat comes first. And I understand that y'all like them animals. I get it, right? Why y'all getting 2 or 3 dogs at one time and y'all ain't got nobody? Like, what are y'all gonna do with them dogs? Y'all getting 2 and 3 dogs and y'all ain't laid no foundation down with nobody. Like, who is telling y'all that? The dog business is popping. The grooming business, boarding houses, that's good business right now. That is good business. Look at it. Like, seriously, think about that. You're not lying about that, John. John said women put themselves into this situation. Yes, we do, but it's a rooted problem though. It's from the mothers, the aunties, the grandmas, the elders. This is how it's set up. The government is setting this up like that. Think about it. Look who's making money right now. The girls' trips, dog business, the animal business, the grooming. Look at all the money is being spent right now by women, especially single women. Ladies, I'll tell you one thing. I don't care what nobody say. Your finances, everything's always better when you got your man. It just is. It just is. You don't even spend as much as money that you do. You don't. When you're single, you just spending frivolously. I promise you do. And y'all know it. Look at it. This is not conspiracy theory or anything like that. Statistics. Look how much women are spending. They spend way more money when they're single. Think about it. You buy more clothes. You're going to buy more makeup. I mean, you're just going to buy a lot of other stuff. You might even decorate a little bit more. And I'm going to tell you how I know. When women be in a relationship with a man, a lot of times they don't even do their hair. They don't do their hair. They put the same clothes on. They get into a comfortable little setting, which you should not do that. You should not. And you got somebody looking at you. You're still competing for that man. I don't care. I don't care if you're married to him. I don't care if you live with him. You are still competing for that man. And I don't understand why women don't realize that. And y'all didn't seen it. Look, John said there is zero in getting married for men. And you're right about that. You're right. It's not. Marriage was actually set up for women. It's set up to protect women. It's not really nothing in it for a lot of men. It's not. And I'm not trying to be funny, ladies, but I mean, the men are looking at that right now, right? Like Wesley said, with that rule, there can be exceptions. Things can work out, but that takes a lot of working and talking. And you know what? Which part about her having the kids? Because think about it, right? You come in a woman's house, right? She got these kids. Let's say she got 1 or 2 kids or whatever the case may be, right? Only in extremely rare circumstance. You know what I say? You get with a woman and say she has 1 child and they're under 5. You might can mold that child. But a lot of times though, them kids got a little ticky tim boom in their head. That's gonna be a problem. And I'm seeing that now. I'm seeing a lot of kids have a lot of problems. Do y'all see them behavioral health centers that they're building? Whenever you see a children's hospital, look how big the behavioral health centers are. They're bigger than the hospitals now. They are bigger than the hospitals now. That's how many mental illness stuff is going on with these kids right now. Like, it's bad. Like, it is really, really bad. So it's like, what you gonna do about it? Like John said, only extremely rare circumstances. Look, and I get it though. I didn't have people I know broke up with somebody because of their kids. They telling you. Exactly. And actually, it's even higher than that right now. It's almost, I think it's like 70 to 85% initiated by women, especially Black women. Black women will divorce somebody in a heartbeat. They would divorce you if they heard you went out to lunch and got some coffee with somebody. And it's sad. I talked to a woman the other day, right? We were talking about divorce and marriage and different things like that, right? And she was saying that I think the question was, would you divorce your husband if your husband cheated, right? And most of them was like, yeah, I would divorce my husband. I was like, he cheated that one time. And they was like, yeah. I was like, you would divorce your husband if he cheated one time. Like one time you out the door. And they was like, yep. I was like, so you would take your kids and move them out their school district off of one person. She's like, yeah. I was like, that's wild. And the person who said that, I said that her dad cheated on her mom, right? And I said, well, did your mom leave? And she's like, no. I said, well, imagine if your mom would have left your dad, you wouldn't have had the wonderful life that you had. It don't sound like your dad was a serial cheater. And he wasn't, but I'm just saying, but imagine if your mom would have been like, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm taking the kids, I'm leaving. I don't think people realize marriage is a business. Marriage is a business. If we treated it like that, a lot of things wouldn't go the way it went. And you can't be living in fairy tales. That's a fairy tale thing that sometimes a man will never, ever like that's wild to me. I'm not saying it's right. I don't condone nobody cheating, but I'm just saying you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave because he cheated. Like, that's wild. People was talking about Gabrielle Union. Look at Gabrielle Union. All the women was going off about this woman leaving Dwayne Wade. Now y'all know Gabrielle Union ain't gonna find another Dwayne Wade. I mean, she hot. She's a beautiful girl, but she's also, what was she, like 40 something years old? Like, she wasn't gonna find her another Dwayne Wade. And she ain't gonna find another body, but I don't know if it's gonna be Dwayne Wade. And people don't realize that. People don't. They don't realize that. John said, men look up, listen, the keys 101 and apply it. You will be happier. Oh, I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. It says, Wesley says, divorce can be a wonderful thing or a horrible thing. You know what? I don't know if it's ever a wonderful thing, right? Like how they're having divorce parties and, even that, look at that. People are making money off divorce parties. You got them cakes coming out. The guy's head is on a chain. Like what? Like that's just wild to me. That's why, and it's amazing to me. I'm not celebrating nobody's demise. I'm not. Don't ask me to come. I'm not coming to your divorce party. Like I'm not coming to your divorce party. How am I gonna do that? I'm not doing that. Like, and that's wild to me. Kids need both parents. They do. But look what's happening right now. You got women out here actually saying they don't need both parents. You got women out here really saying, I don't need to have another parent. I can do this by myself. I can do this by myself. And then they be mad, they be bitter. One thing about men, ladies, y'all gotta remember, men can go get married as long as they ain't got a ticky boom boom and they got a job. They can go get married whoever they want to in 60 days. Can't say that about a lot of women. You can't. And even women get mad at this. Men choose when they feel like getting married. You just say yes or no. Men are the ones that say that. And women can argue all day you want to, but look at all the baby showers. Y'all know what them baby showers, y'all want some rings. The men just ain't offering them. they not offering them rings. Because you're probably having a baby by a stranger. And I don't even realize that. Not. But these women now, I know I've seen about 3 girls this week that's pregnant. Not with the dad. And is happy that she's pregnant. I'm talking about ecstatic. And people are pumping it up. There was a poll the other day. The poll was on a podcast. It said, if you had a daughter, would you give your daughter a baby shower if she got pregnant and she wasn't married? And the men was saying that if you did that, that means that you're celebrating her being a single pregnant mother. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that's celebrating being a single pregnant mother? I'm curious. I can understand both sides on that though, right? I can understand both of those. I just wonder, I don't know. That's true. When you make a commitment to stay together forever and not to do it, it sucks. It does. It does. It does. I tell you what though, most men, everybody I know that ever got divorced, right, from women and stuff, the man is married like the next year. Like the woman still be single. Very rarely that woman gets married again. I mean, it's true. The odds of getting married again are very real slim. A lot of times women go into like a bitter, mad situation. They do. I look. Tell me if I'm wrong. How many times you been on a date with a woman and she's talking about her ex and the way she's talking about it is just like it's all his fault. So think about it. She don't even trust men. So she don't trust going out here on date nobody. She don't want to even date nobody. She ain't open up to it. She might go out with people, but she ain't really open up to dating people though. Look at it. And think about it. A lot of women just leave men because what they say, they be like, oh, I got tired of him. You know what's amazing though with women, they don't realize what they do. They'll be like, well, I wasn't really attracted to him. I'm like, well, you wasn't attracted to him when you got with him then. You wasn't attracted to him. Like, he been looking like that. He always looked like that. He always been like that. Like, men don't change too much. I promise you they don't. Not like the way women are saying they changing. They don't. Wesley said being married, having kids works are exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, it does work. It does work out overall, especially for as far as finances. Your kids need that. People stay in relationships sometimes just for the kids. They do. And I try to tell a lot of black girls that. Black girls be like, I'm out of here. Black girls be having three and 4 engagements. They do. It ain't nothing for a black girl to be engaged 2 or 3 times. They do. How many? I probably know a lot of women that had engagements, a lot of engagements. That's a thing. It's like nobody's really thinking it through. They're just thinking about right now. That's what's going on right now. They ain't thinking about nothing else. It's fun, but the things that they hate about a man, they normally it be the same thing. Like say he was cheap. A woman she just left her man not too long ago. Her argument was he was cheap. I was like, well, he was cheap when you got with him. She's like, I know, but now I got on my nerves. That's what I'm talking about right there. That man ain't changed. He doing exactly what he did when you met him. And that's the problem. Even now you're seeing wives. Wives are on social media, and what they doing? They on there like, well, I feel like I ain't living my life. I feel like I'm in his shadow. And it's sad because y'all on the same team. Y'all on the same team. You know what? That almost sound like if it was a football team playing against another football team, and the football player was like, I feel like he's going a different path than me. While y'all in the middle of the game, that don't make sense. That's how that sounds, ladies. That sounds like that. Y'all in the middle of the game, and you mess around, and throw the ball up because you talking about you want to see what other teams out there. While you on a team with your teammate. That's the only thing I compare it to. Like, think about that. You let your team down. Your team could be your family, your kids. Think about it. And you walk off the field. Think about that. And when you do that, you got to put your kids around new people. Think about that. Nobody loves your kids, people, like their parents. I don't care what nobody say. They'll be cordial to them. They'll be nice to them. They might even buy them stuff. Ain't their kids? They're going to pat them right in the head like they would do a German Shepherd. I promise you they will. Like, and people don't like to hear that, but it's true. It is true. Hey guys, also while I got y'all in here, please like up this live for me, pretty please. But seriously, like, think about it. Women really be thinking that it was a girl not too long ago. I had to literally just tell her, 2 kids, left her husband. I said, why you leave your husband? She's like, oh, he always on me about cleaning up. Like, that's what they do. I'm like, so now you leaving, taking the kids. Now you got to go clean up your own house by yourself. And she was like 41 years old. And she's a bigger girl. I ain't saying that she's not attractive, but the competition out here is stiff. So what you gonna do? Every date you go on is an audition. He said that's funny but sad. You can't change someone. They got to do that on their own. You right about that. He probably thought since she was fine with it in the boyfriend stage, it'll be fine in marriage too. You know what's wild though? I think all the time, you better accept people who they are. However they are, that's who they gonna be. You date Jennifer, a bigger girl. Jennifer been bigger for the last couple of years. Jennifer don't do this. However Jennifer is, that's how Jennifer is. You can't date Jennifer and think Jennifer gonna change. Jennifer 33 years old. Like, that is who she is. And I don't think people realize that. And I think with women think that we can mold men into like almost like clay. They think we can take a little piece of clay and we're gonna play with them like Miss Potato Head. It don't work like that. It doesn't. What women say, he had potential. Potential for what? That man is who he is. When you marry somebody or you're with somebody, you take them for who they are. I tell you, you'll go through life better. If not, you're always going to be hoping for that person to change. You are. I just talked to a person the other day. They dating somebody, person's kind of big. The girl's big. She was saying she don't know if she want to date it because she's broke. I said, that's who she is. That's who she is. She doesn't care. Some people don't care. Like, and you're not going to get her to care. You're not. Because that's her personality. People got to care about stuff like that. And what women always say when they meet men and say men say something about their health, they're like, well, if you interest me in working out, I probably would. That's something that you gotta want to have a better health. Can nobody date you into that? Like, for real. But this is the ideology that's out here, that's people are thinking. Women say it all the time. Well, if I meet somebody, I'll go to the gym. I care about my health then. It don't work like that. you gotta already have your part already done. Seriously. I tell women all the time, you don't like something, why you think he gonna like it? It's that simple. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Women complain about something they doing. They complain about their body or just something about them. And it's like, if you hate it that much, why you not going to go do something about it? But then you get mad when somebody say they don't like it. And I tell women all the time, whenever you get so, out of the game, you only going to subject yourself to certain people. Think about that. And men have more of they got choice. They have their choice. It's more women. Way more women out here. It just is. What is it, like 13 women to one man now? For most cities and states. Then you got the passport bros. Like, I mean, men got they can have their way right now, ladies. So all I can say is, hey, you better look up. Hey, do what you gotta do. Like, don't take these men for granted, ladies, for real. Like, it ain't nice out here. It ain't. Y'all see these evictions and everything happen, and AI is taking over a lot of jobs. They are coming through. So all those, I'm a boss and all this and that, a lot of things are going to be changing. And you can't take that money with you. You can't. You can't. I don't know what you got to go do to go bond with somebody, go get therapy, do what you got to do. But us having that little attitude and having that little air, and I don't know why a lot of women even got that air about them. You don't have a reason to have that. Like, you don't. You don't. It's about to be winter. Look how fast summer just went. Will we winter in 2 weeks and a couple weeks? It's about to be cold out here. It's about to be cold. And that's when everybody gonna be looking around somebody. They don't realize, ladies, you get what's left. It ain't the same for men. 50-year-old men can definitely go meet a 29-year-old woman all day long. He can. He gonna meet a 30-year-old woman. It ain't the same. You don't see 50-year-old women on an average meeting 29-year-old men. You don't. And I don't want to hear about your one auntie that had the guy that was coming over fixing her cabinets and she started messing with him. That doesn't count. We're talking about marriage. We're talking about some long-term commitment. Men can get that. Men can be big, they can be out of shape, they can be unattractive. They can still get that woman. I promise you. I see it every day. I see it all the time. You don't see women doing that. And you know what's crazy? The women who are quote unquote not attractive, they don't even want nobody's not attractive. They want the fine person. They do. And they don't realize the competition that's out there. Like, you can't all be racing for the same person. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't think people really realize that. So that's all I'm trying to bring. I'm just trying to, I just want to have some women thinking logical. Like, let's be practical, That's all. We need to get from up here and come on down. Come down. Let's be logical. Because y'all gonna be y'all gonna be by yourself. I'm telling you. What I always say, all these homeless new women out here getting bigger. Gonna have what they said, but I think homeless women is like 52%, I think, right now. You ain't never seen that. Women was getting married and stuff. Women was bonding with men. They're not bonding with men no more. They're not. So this is what's happening right here. So ladies, it ain't an argument. It's not a debate. It's statistics, baby. Look it up. It's facts. Y'all can't do the same thing that men do. And I don't know who is pumping y'all up. Y'all can't have a 304 culture. Y'all can't do that. Your uncle Bobby and your cousin Kenneth can bring a new girl to a barbecue every single time y'all have a barbecue. You can't do that. You do that, you're gonna like a 304. And everybody gonna talk about you. Telling you, it is. It ain't the same. I think that social media and in the news and movies, they got these girls thinking that they can be men. You cannot be men. You're not. You're not even in the same lift. And you know how I know that they don't know no better? Because they'll sit there and argue with people and go, well, if he sleep with somebody, he a 304 too. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Oh, so look, so we got one. Hunter said, pick me. Oh, baby, I'm not a pick me. I'm a very logical, practical person. You're probably delusional. Like real talk. You're probably living in delusion. And see what I'm saying? Look, my perfect example right here, right? See, we're just having a regular conversation. We're talking about stuff. And I don't know if they're calling me a pick me or what's going on. But you see how they come in with insults? I always say this. If you don't like a live or you don't like a stream, why are you in here? I don't go to certain lives and streams that I don't agree with. So why are you in here? Like it doesn't make sense. Lies being exact, but I understand. But and there's nothing wrong. You're allowed to have your opinion, right? And I get it, right? I have nothing against you, Hunter, right? You're allowed to call somebody. Are you a woman or a man? I know I've seen women that's called Hunter and I've seen men that's called Hunter. So it's no shade. But that's really how you come across. Okay, and that's understandable, right? But I'm gonna tell you this, Hunter, right? It's real though. It is. Men play the game different than women. Women can't do the same things women do. And we're lying to them when we say they can. Let me ask you something, Hunter. Do you think that a woman can go out there and sleep with multiple men and be looked at the same as a man? I'm asking honestly. I'm just asking. And I'm not on nobody. I just told a story about a woman that she has two different kids, two different dads, right? Her daughter just had a baby, picked the same guy that she picked because it's a revolving door, right? So if we don't talk about stuff like this, it keeps happening, Hunter. I don't know how your family is. I don't know if you've seen it in your community, but this is what's going on. And when you're saying that, I'm just saying stuff. I'm not just saying stuff. It's facts. Look at it. Look at all the girls that's having babies. There's no dads. There's no dads. So it's not about somebody being a pick me, and that's the thing about these words, right? Everybody is so quick to use these words. Pick me, bipolar was a big word one time. Now is everybody's a narcissist, right? And toxic. We gotta watch those words because we be just throwing them out there for no reason. Hunter, I am no way near pick me, right? This is real talk. It is. Go look it up. Look how many women, especially black women, who are coming out that hospital pregnant time and after again. Like it's not even a joke. Like it's nothing I'm laughing at. So who's ready to pick me here? Think about that. It said I'm YT, so gain of salt here, but I don't know what that means. What that mean? What that mean? I'm just curious. You said that's how I come across. Okay, I come across like that. I can understand that. You don't know me, right? So I can understand. But if you know me, you said white. You're white? Are you saying that you're white? I am definitely open to discussion. I'm just trying to understand exactly what you're trying to say. I see you put the but. Like what exactly do you mean? I'm not getting smart with you. I'm just asking you a question. But you got to realize, right? So different experiences. Yeah. So Hunter. So look, I want you to, if you look up the statistics for all of these girls out here, right? A lot of the black women, right, are having babies by themselves, different fathers, right? Like, what are we gonna do with all them kids? What are we gonna do with them kids? Like, it ain't being talked about. It's not being talked about either way or another. So, and I don't think people realize. And when we do talk about stuff like this, right? Women get mad if I'm not automatically on their side. And it's not even a side. I'm on the side of right. It ain't about, I'm a woman, so I like women, right? I'm a woman. So I can't hate myself, right? So the thing is, if we sit up there and play these games and act like this does not exist, that does not help us. It doesn't. Not at all. Yes, sure do. Yep. Yes, I do. I have one son. I was married. I'm a widow. And I think that people don't realize, right? I don't have nothing against anybody having kids, right? But the thing is, what are we gonna do with all these kids? Like it's really about to be a crisis out here. It's not about me judging anybody. It's about what are we gonna do? Like it is a crisis out here. You know that we have more evictions right now than after COVID. Like where are these people going? Like seriously. And they're pregnant. They going to the homeless shelter pregnant. So it's like, what are you gonna do with all them kids? Like think about it. Every time you look up on TikTok, any of these social media platforms, all you see is somebody in their car crying, screaming, going off about how they can't. I mean, I don't think people realize that. I definitely do that. How am I slamming other women? Give me an example how I'm slamming other women. And I'm not getting smart with you. I'm just asking you a question. I haven't said anything. I've only stated some facts. Women are having a lot of babies without no fathers. And the women are slamming the men. And America is turning a lot of us against the men. But if the women if they don't keep getting pregnant by these men, you keep giving them children. So how am I slamming other women? And this is the problem, right? We don't like to tell women if they do anything wrong, and that's not cool. That's not good. That's not good. That's not nice. Because so who do we slam? Well, the only thing I heard you discuss is how there should be different standards for men than women. There are different standards for men and women. Even if you don't like it, Hunter, I don't like it either, right? I don't like that Sharon can't go sleep with 10 men and still be okay in the neighborhood. Nobody's going to hate on Sharon. But we all know how it goes. It's not the same. Like it's not the same for a woman to a man. It's not. It's really not. Would you agree that men and women are different and we get treated different? There's a double standard. Would you agree there's a double standard? Because there definitely is a double standard. All day long. And I think the notion of people telling women we can be just like men, that is hurting us. We can't be just like men. You know who end up with them kids? The women end up with them kids. It ain't the men. It ain't the men. And you know what happened to them kids? A lot of them women that have them kids end up doing them kids wrong because they mad they got them kids. They are, I'm telling you. Says sure, but when you react to patriarchy by shaming other women, you're going to sound like a pick me. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Not true at all. At all. What is your definition of a pick me? I'm curious. What is your definition of a pick me? If you can put that on there, what is actually the definition of one? Because if we say words, we want to say words that we know what we talking about, right? So when you're calling me a pick me, I want you to, and I don't have no problems with pick me's, whatever they are, I just want to make sure that if you call me one, I want you to make sure that we're on the same page. That's all. And you're talking about shaming women. How about the shaming of these girls having 3 and 4 different fathers in the house? How do you think that's going to do with them kids? How do you think they're going to pair out? I mean, how you think they're gonna do when they're grown? What are the chances of them being able to finish high school? And it's not even a joke. What is the chance of them having to go to a lot of different homes if they all got different dads? So are you more worried about shaming women because somebody's saying what women are doing? I'm a woman. But see, that's the thing. Nobody wants to talk about what women are doing. And that ain't right. That ain't right. Y'all been shaming men for forever, right? Think about that. We all want equal rights until we don't want them until it doesn't fit us, right? Look at the fathers. Look at the fathers in child support court and stuff. Look at fathers not having rights to see their children, but they have to pay child support. Is that a pick me? A woman who was vocal about reinforcing patriarchy views in the hopes that will be viewed as more favorable. I don't need to be more favored by men. Like, why would I need to be more favored by men? Like, I'm not getting smart, but I'm just saying, like, why would I need to be more favored by men? That doesn't make sense. You're ignoring what's happening out here. I don't think you realize that. I don't think are you a white person? You said you was white, right? You a white woman or a white man? I'm asking for a reason. I know you. I think you said. I know you said white, but I don't know if you said you was a woman or a man. I No, I agree with you. There is a part of it's unfair. Okay, all right. So it's not about it being unfair, right? Okay, you're a white guy, right? Okay, let me tell you something today, right? I seen 4 girls today, 4 different girls. One's pregnant with twins, one's pregnant, the rest of them just have single babies, right? None of them are with with them fathers. They not dating them or anything. They're just pregnant. Just think about that. Like it's bad out here, Hunter. It is bad out here. And you know what? All 4 of them women I just told you, they all come from toxic mothers. Right? Their mom did the same thing. So I don't think you realize like what's going on out here. So it's not about being a pick me. It's not about slamming somebody. Like that's gonna be rough on them kids. That is gonna be rough on them kids, and that's not fair. And a lot of times they don't even know. They don't know. You know, I was talking to one of them today, right? And the one I was talking to, she said I was asking her about her kid's dad. Think about it. Yeah, exactly. So you gotta realize if it doesn't get talked about, Hunter, right? If it doesn't get talked about, they're going to keep having kids because they really don't think that it's any of their fault. A lot of women, and I don't know if you're a white man, I'm a black woman. A lot of black women don't feel like it doesn't matter if they had 3 kids dad. They don't feel like it's their fault. They don't. They don't. And I'm not saying you can't go backwards, right? But they don't feel like they just feel like it's all on the man. It's like he did this to me. And unless a crime occurred, you know what I mean? You're involved. You're involved. I'm looking at it. I'm just saying, when you go to the projects, all women, no dads. There's no dads out there. All daddies. Exactly. It says I have no business criticizing you, but outside looking in, it seems harsh, right? But I want you to go. I want you to go look up the statistics of the black women who are not getting married and having kids, right? And then I want you to go look at statistics about how much they go to jail when you're raised with a single mother. I want you to go look at statistics about how they're not going to get enough schooling. They're not. Even if you grow up with a single mother, a lot of times, let's just say you got a couple siblings, your mom works all the time, she's never home. You're never going to see your mother. You're not gonna have a chance to see your mother. So it's bigger than me. I'm not slamming any woman. I'm a woman. I love women. It's not about that. But do I have to rub your hair and pat your back while I'm talking about what's going on? No, I don't. I don't feel like I have to do that. It's not about me. It's not about me trying to be mean. Like, I'm not a mean person. Like, at all. I have other platforms besides this one. Only reason I've tackled on this subject is because it's so bad. It's so bad. It is terrible. Like, it is. So what you gonna do? I'm a black woman. I can ignore it. I can't ignore that part of it. You know, when you have black men come on here, Hunter, they come on here and they talk about how they were traumatized by their mother, who dogged their father, kept their father away from them. I don't think you realize how big this is. It's not about anybody going towards the women, right? And most of the women they're just in denial. They are. They just are. And if if I sit there with the rest of everybody and go, no, girl, you okay, you good. Go on, have that third baby by that third stranger. What's that gonna do? That doesn't help us. Who's gonna have all them kids? Who's gonna have all them little black kids? The prisons. A lot of prisons gonna have them kids. They just are. They are. Look at the statistics. So we can't keep. You don't ever want to call nobody a pick me, and unless you know them. And if you knew me, it's not about lacking empathy. I lack empathy for all of my sisters, right? Okay. I know a girl right now that has 5 kids. 5 kids. She's on her 6th baby. And her oldest child is in DH. So you tell me about empathy on that one. Three dads. 3 dads. 3 dads. You can't keep having empathy. We have empathy for the women, right? I'm not kicking them while down. But we're not gonna celebrate it either though. We're not gonna celebrate it. We're not celebrating that. Just imagine one little girl is in jail while her mom is having a baby by another man. Like, think about that. That's a regular thing in our society right now. And that's not cool, Hunter. So yeah, so I am going to talk about it. Yeah, but the thing is though, right? It's not about me being less empathetic. Kevin Samuels, right? Everybody thought Kevin Samuels didn't like women. He did like women. He was a champion for women, but they didn't like the way he delivered it. But he had to deliver it like that. Are you familiar with Kevin Samuels, Hunter? I'm just curious. Are you? If you aren't, I would like you to go look at some of his stuff. And the reason why, because you're going to understand where I'm coming from if you go watch some of his videos and you watch how the women was coming on there and this how they were just talking all over the place. And let me see. Trauma makes you less. Okay, let me put that one up. It says, as a white male, I hear that and just feel sad and not blaming the women. I understand that, right? And we're not just blaming the women, right? But I don't think you realize there's way more women than there are men. And if the women, Kevin Samuels, just look up Kevin, like Kevin Bacon, and then Samuels, like Samuels, Kevin Samuels. Somebody put in the chat for him. Go look up him, and I want you to go look at those videos where he's asking regular black women about just life stuff. Uh, a lot of black women, Hunter, you don't know yet, right? They're a lot of times we're not thinking logical. And I don't care how much schooling, I don't care if you got a PhD, a master's degree, like it just don't be adding up. Go look at his show. When he was asking them women, who do you want to date? What kind of person you want to date? And it was just, you'll see what I'm talking about. They would be on there saying, well, yeah, when I have a baby, I don't want to work. I want to be able to stay at home. And he'll be like, where you live at? And they'll say the state. He'll add it up. He'll be like, okay, so your spouse will have to make $500,000. And they'll go, okay. Like, that's not logical, Hunter. Women are out here without no plan, Hunter. This is why I'm on here. This is the average black woman. The average black woman. The average black woman gets told, Hunter, by her aunties and her mom and different things like that, right? They tell women to go look for you a husband if they even have that conversation when they're 30. I'm digging in. You're a pick me. That's cool, Hunter. I'll be that. that doesn't hurt me at all. But think about this, right? The average black man only makes $40,000 on the average, right? Almost every single black girl that was on there was like, "Oh, I'm not dating nobody that makes $40,000." And these women that got kids, this is where we're at with it. So I don't think you realize what, and I can understand, and I appreciate you trying to take up for the sisters, right? But I don't think you realize how bad it is. I don't think you realize how bad it is. I want you to come back. I'm gonna have some people come up on my live. I'm about to set some stuff up, or I'm gonna have some people actually come on here and actually talk about some stuff that's going on. Like, and you will be shocked. Yes, the average black woman is a queen, right? I agree with that, right? But the thing is, right, we sometimes, even with them names, right, king, queen, like we don't have any kingdoms, right? We don't have any kingdoms. Like, so I understand, I get it though, right? I understand what it means, right? But I don't think you realize like what's going on. And Hunter, I'm glad that you are writing it out with us, right? I appreciate you. You are my new YouTube friend, right? But it is really bad. I am not a pick me. Black women are graduating college at the highest rate. And no, they're not. They're the most enrolled. They're not graduating the highest. No, they're not. And there's a lot of black women compared to black men, and they give a lot of black women more stuff than they give black men. I'm telling you, it is a thing, Hunter. I'm telling you. Look, Hunter, you about to have your inner black child enter you. You're gonna be able to tell your white friends like this stuff. People don't know this stuff. They don't. They have no idea. They have no idea that this is going on. And everybody does think that we're the highest graduating. No, we're not. The black men still are graduating more than the black women. Black women are more enrolled. They are. But I want you to look at them statistics. I'll be back on here tomorrow. With some more stuff for y'all. And watch what I lay out for you. I promise you, Hunter. And Hunter, you better like this live. Like, believe me, Hunter, I like everybody. And believe it or not, even on TikTok, like I'm on TikTok, and I'm telling you, my stuff on TikTok is even different over here. But the thing is, even on my other stuff on TikTok, it leads me back into this because I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm looking at all the evictions. I'm looking at all the people getting evicted on TikTok, on social media. Like it's bad, Hunter. No, I'm not a big fan of. Not really a big fan of him at all. Nope, sure ain't. I don't hate anybody, but I'm not a fan of his. I'm not his fan. Nope, not at all. I don't mind you trying to get your point across, but it's a way that you do it, right? And he's a lot. Like Hunter, like I know you want me to be a pick me and everything, but I'm not. I'm your new best YouTube friend. And Dr. Omar, like, he's a lot. He's a lot. I'm not, yeah. I don't know if I'm that black. I'm just playing. But he's a lot. Like, I love all my black brothers and sisters and my white people, right? But I don't think people realize, and I get it though. A lot of white people don't understand the pregnancy rate of a lot of these girls out here, even in Hispanic. Like, I think Hispanics is 16%, Hunter. 16%. I think blacks are like 2, but blacks only such a small part of America. But 16%, I think Hispanics. I mean, that's a lot. Like, think about that. Where are them kids going? Where are all them kids going? That's it's like, really think about that. So, I have no interest in beating up on anybody. But do I want to talk about it? Do I want to get some stuff out? Do I want to figure this out? I sure do. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this because I'm seeing how everybody else is making different YouTube channels and they're beating up on all the men. They're beating up on all the men. And the thing is, if you don't keep having them kids to the guys that and Hunter, this is what the women are saying. The women are calling the men what they call them, dusties, brokies. They're calling them deadbeats. They're calling them lames. And think about this. You're having kids. And he's not. If you really take a look at him, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people, when they first seen him, if you really listen to what he's saying, of course he's gonna do different antics and stuff because YouTube, right? But when you really get down to the bottom of it, no, he was really trying to tell these women. He was telling them about their tone or voice. He was telling them about how they wasn't feminine. A lot of women wasn't feminine, and women didn't even know that they wasn't being feminine. You see what I'm saying? Like, think about this, Hunter. How can you self-correct if nobody tells you that you're doing something wrong? I don't want friends that's always going to tell me I'm doing something right. Tell me when I'm out of line, when I'm out of place. I don't want to be, I don't want a person that I put on something. I'll ask you if this looks good and you say, yes, it does. Well, yeah, of course. But see, but you see, it says Google saying people also search for Androids. Andrew Tate is different. And you see Andrew Tate that switched up his little stuff too now. I don't really know too much about Andrew Tate. So I don't know too much about him, but both of them are popular. But Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate are not the same at all. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Kevin Samuels is actually helping a lot of black men and black women. You coming across a bigger hater than me? Me? No way, Hunter. I'm not a hater at all. I'm not a hater at all. Not at all. But you know what? This girl right here, this video, I'm gonna play this video. This video right here, this is a perfect example, right? This girl is probably raised by a mother, right? And probably without her father, right? And I want you to think about this. This is what's going to be happening to a lot of these kids, okay? Hunter, listen to me real close. People love babies. A lot of people do not like big kids and they don't like adults. Every time I see a homeless person, I always think to myself, that was somebody's baby. That was somebody's baby. Right? Think about that. I don't think people realize like what's going on out here. Hold on. I'm gonna show you this video of this girl. Hold up. And think about this. This woman probably had her daughter, right? She had her daughter probably with no intentions on having her dad around, right? But look at this. The next girl, not this one. Just look at this.
Come and pump it. If you ain't got no money, come and pump it. Like, y'all just be at the gas station talking. Like, you get the most love, and I don't care what city you in, you get the most love when you go to the gas station. You could literally look like absolutely nothing. Body on all that. Trust and believe. You feeling low, down, girl, go to the gas station. They gonna hype you up. They're gonna hype you up.
The next one.
I have to have my neighbor watch them. They don't have child care. They barely have rental assistance. Houston, Texas is not a place to live. Like, I was in a domestic violence situation as it is. The father's locked up. Like, I have no help. And And people don't understand how frustrating that is. No help. No help. I have a jealous mother that won't even freaking help me. Sometimes I just want to give up. I'm 2 months behind rent. I have to put something on the rent. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, and y'all see why people sell their bodies. Y'all see why people prostitute. Y'all see why people do the things they do for money. You see why people do the things they do for money. Did I ask to have a jealous mother? She don't care about me. She don't care nothing about me or my kids. I have to provide for them and do the best that I can do. Houston, Texas don't help enough. They don't. They don't. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Being 2 months behind rent. Trying to provide for my babies. Like, I'm worried about them more than me. And I'm so over it. Like, I'm so over it. I've been doing the best that I can do. I'm the one that laid down and did that. I did that. I did that. The father just don't. I'm doing the best that I can do. And I love my babies. But Houston, Texas don't help.
I'm gonna tell you.
I
Hold
thought
on.
they had more assistance, but they don't help with nothing. I'm doing the best that I can do. I'm really I just can't.
2 years old. Glennis Williams never.
Okay, what I'm gonna say about that, Hunter. This is my point, right? She was raised by a mother. She was raised by a mother who probably didn't even want her. She was, and this is what's happening right now, Hunter. So when you saying that somebody is going off on the girls, nobody's going off on the girls. This is what's happening. You know how many black kids that are black adults now who have mothers and fathers that don't want them, and this is what's going on, and we can't keep acting like this is not what's going on. Like that's a tragedy right there. But even on my live, you know how many men come on my live and they say that their mom don't want them. They ain't talked to their mom in 10 years. And because this is the cycle, Hunter. This is the cycle. So look at that. And look, she just had 2 kids by somebody that's in jail. You didn't hear when she said her kid's dad in jail. She said her kid, and what's going to happen if these conversations are not happening, right? Her kids are going to grow up. Her kids are going to do the same thing. Because that's what happens. We can no longer sit back and go, shh, that doesn't help us. No, we're not doing that. So I commend the people who don't mind going against the grain. They have to. Think about it. Think about that. That's how people get away with a lot of stuff. People get away with a lot of stuff a lot of times because nobody wants to stand up and talk about different things like this, right? They don't. They don't want to talk about it. Everybody wants to push it back and nobody wants to talk about it. But look what's happening. Look at that. I have nothing bad to say about that woman. I don't have anything, but look at this woman in her car getting evicted. Her mother's toxic. Her mother don't like her. She literally was saying, I didn't ask to be born. So why everybody else, you do though? What that mean? What you mean I do? Hunter, I think you just want the smoke today. I don't know what it is. What you mean I do? Explain to me when you say I do. What do you mean? Your response is weird. How's it weird? Tell me how it's weird. You're name calling again, Hunter. I'm not name calling you. Hunter thinks that I am being hard on because I am talking about all the women out here that are having kids after kids after kids. And I'm asking, what are we going to do about it? What is the solution? What do we do? And Hunter said that how's our response weird? And you know what, Hunter? We have different lives, right? You probably grew up one way. I grew up another way, right? So it doesn't affect you. as much as it affects me. That's the difference, right? I promise you it is. I don't think you realize that. Our Black women are in peril right now, baby. They are. The black men, like they are fighting against them Black men, okay? Do you not know single women spend the most money when they're single? Do you not know that? And Black women really spend money when they're single. Of course I know that. I'm a Black woman. I stand 10 toes deep with any Black woman, right? So I don't know why you keep saying that. And I think, Hunter, I understand that you might be a champion for women, right? I am too. But the way that you're coming at it, you're not looking at it like that. Hunter, I don't think you realize that. You know what I mean? Come and sit in some of the neighborhoods with them women. And I bet you'll feel different because you're going to feel bad for them kids. You're going to feel bad for them kids. It is. And then the fathers. Look at all the fathers that are having kids right now. And look at it. Look at these fathers that are having kids right now. And they can't even see their kids. Just because they're not with the mom. Go look it up. Go look up how many men are probably good fathers and they can't even go look at the court cases. They got tons of videos of court cases. And it doesn't matter. Curtis. Okay. How you doing, Curtis? And it doesn't matter if you don't have kids or not, right? We're talking about women, right? Particularly all the Black women, right? How we're having a lot of kids, right? And when you have a lot of kids, right? We just had a couple people on here, right? And they were talking about how they don't even want to date single mothers, right? So then that X's them out of there a lot of times. So you don't realize when these women are having kids, their kids are more likely to have more kids after them. Do you realize that? Oh, no problem. Everybody's welcome in here, right? And that's what I'm trying to, that's the point of my show, right? We're talking about modern dating standards. And Hunter is in here, my new YouTube friend so far. And he's saying that we're being hard on Black women. And I'm a Black woman, so I wouldn't be hard on Black women. I'm a Black woman. I am stating facts. That's all. I am stating the facts. Do you not know the more kids that you have and they don't have a father, the less chance they got of coming up out of that dark hole? It just is. It's not about nobody, like it's not personal. It's personal to my community. And look at the men. Like, what are we gonna do with all these kids without fathers? And most of America blames the Black male. They just do. It is an agenda. It's what's going on right now. So just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I am not a logical and a practical person. And that's all I'm being, is logical and practical. I'm not name calling or anything. I love everybody. Also, everybody, please give this live a like. It helps out my algorithm, pretty please. But seriously, if you, Curtis, are you Black or white? I'm curious. Like, I don't have a reason to go off on anybody at all. But a lot of modern women, and we are seeing this now, right? They're even if they're average, right? I'm an average woman, right? Like, they don't even want average men, right? They don't. I'm listening to the man tell me. It's not about me trying to get it. I don't need attention from men. Like, I'm like, I don't. We're exhausting the subject. I have acknowledged I don't fully know. Oh, let me see. Well, thank you, Hunter. I appreciate that. The angle you're coming from, but you haven't beat the pick me allegations in my mind. Hunter, I love you. You're funny. I don't know what this person just wrote at the bottom. That language is beautiful. What language is that? I don't know what it says, so I don't want to put it up because I don't know if it says something. Because your first, whatever you just put in there says kiss me, so I don't know what your second one says. like real talk. Like seriously. But in all fairness, I really don't. I have nothing against nobody. But we definitely are going to tackle this. And this subject is a big subject. It's a subject that's going to go all day long. Hindi. Oh, okay. You think? Oh, okay. Hunter, what is it say? It's beautiful. Whatever that is some beautiful writing right there. That is really pretty. I've never seen that before. That really is nice. And Hunter, I promise you, nobody is you'll see. And I don't have all my people in here, but I have a lot of people that come up in here and they love this subject right here because it hits home. It does. It's not about them. Nobody's mad at anybody. It's not. What's the subject? The subject, Josh, we were talking about, right? Hunter came on here. Sorry, Hunter. And Hunter's is cool, guys. Hunter came on here and he called me a pick me because he said that when I was talking about the women that are having a lot of kids, and I was like, we got to do something about that. And I was like, because these kids are being left behind. And I was like, and the men are being only blamed for that. And the women are having no blame, right? And he was telling me I'm a pick me. And I was telling the subject is, are modern dating standards too high, right? And it's a critical look. So a critical look mean we're talking about everything because people are talking about kids. Men was talking about how they don't want to date women with kids, which is understandable. That's their preference, right? And women get mad at that. I can't. If a man said he didn't want to date me having this orange top, I can't get mad at him. That's his preference. Oh, Hunter, you're fine. But that is the subject. Also, guys, whoever is in here right now, please like this live. It helps out my algorithm. I know I had maybe 100, 200 people in here, and I had 25 likes. And I think it's because I just wasn't remembering to tell people to like this live up. So please like this live. I am 3 months in right now. I am almost to 10,000. Almost. I would never put you on blast, Hunter. But Hunter, I will say this type of channel, it is definitely a welcoming channel. I welcome everybody, right? But I think these subjects will be touchy. And Hunter, you're lightweight, right? You should see when a black woman comes in here and it triggers her. Oh, the name calling comes out and everything. It's bad. I don't return negative energy to nobody. I don't. You said, okay, white dudes who say they don't like dating black women. Is that racist or that's just a preference? I think it's a preference. There's nothing wrong with white men saying they don't want to date black women. Actually, a lot of white men, as far as what they would quote unquote say high value, are men with money. They normally don't date a lot of black women. They're pretty true to the race. I don't think that's racist. I think that's their preference, right? I don't see nothing wrong with a white man not wanting to date a black woman. What's wrong with that? You put caps? How is that a cap? How is that a cap? Look at that. Does anybody see anything wrong with what Hunter said? White dudes who say they don't like dating black women. Is that? I don't think that's racist, right? I don't think it's racist. That'd be like if somebody asked me, do I want to date somebody from Scotland or something, right? I don't want anybody from Scotland. So I'm just saying, but if I was like, no, I don't want to, does that make me racist, Hunter? Would I be a racist? Because I don't think I would be. I just, and believe me, I don't care who dates who. You could be whatever you can date a panda. I wouldn't care. I would not give two frogs. It says, Josh says, well, you got women that are sixes that have the standard of a 1% man. And all other men are bums to them. And you're right, Josh. That is what's going on. So 1% of men are banging 90% of women, while 99% of men are actually looking for marriage. And that is true, right? I know that. You know that, Josh, right? A lot of people, they don't know that. When you hear women talk about men, especially black men, they be like, oh, they don't want to get married. They want to play games. Those are the ones that y'all pick. You pick those. That's what you picked. That's what you like. And this is what this show is talking about a lot of times. It's not about me dragging on a black woman. I'm a black woman, so I wouldn't do that. It says, I mean, like I'm just saying. You said I'm throwing cap. You know what, Hunter? All right, to make it clearer, what about a white man who says they don't find black women attractive? Is that racist or is that just a preference? I think it's a preference. It's like, okay, if a man says he doesn't want to date a 600-pound woman, that's his preference. That's his preference. I mean, I don't think it's racist. What do y'all think? I mean, do y'all think that a white man would be being racist if he doesn't want to date? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I don't. Do y'all think that's? I don't think it's racist. I'm a black woman. I'm gonna say I don't think it's racist. And everybody would eventually be the same color. Look, okay. Look, my thing is, right, it's just like when they say, passport bros, right? And women be bad sometimes when they see a black man with a white woman. Doesn't bother me. Why would I care? If he found what he liked and she found what she liked, what do I got to do with that? I don't got to do with that. I love love. I'm happy to see people together. Why would I care? I could care less. It ain't that deep to me. My thing is more about the community and about the women out here just bashing these men, like bashing them. I mean, every time you look up, you got so many life. You know what, Hunter? I would love to see if you give that same energy. I know you're just playing with me and stuff, but I would love to see you go on them lives where them women are on there talking crazy about these men. I mean, talking ridiculous. Like we're like, and then you got women on the comments like, I know that's right. Yes, girl. Yes. Yes. It don't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Of course, Megan Thee Stallion is attractive, right? Yes, she's definitely attractive. Definitely. I think there are tons and tons and tons of beautiful black women. It says, yes, Josh, you better get on your interview stage, okay? Josh said, Hunter, do you think it is racist for white people to celebrate white pride? Josh, go ahead. Why not? We here. Go ahead, Hunter. Since you didn't opened up, we was playing chess. We was playing checkers. Now we playing chess. What's it gonna be? Did Hunter leave? Y'all ain't scared Hunter away, did y'all? You know what, Hunter? I'm gonna wear me a shirt. I'm gonna get me a little shirt. It's gonna say "Pick Me" on it. Just to mess with people. What do you think? We waiting on your answer. We waiting on your answer, Hunter. 100%. Okay, let me see. Okay, Hunter's at 100%. Okay. All right. They was just trying to see where you was at, Hunter. They was checking your temperature. they was checking your temperature 1,000%. Sorry, I didn't see the other zero. It's okay for Black people, Asian people, and Hispanic people to celebrate Pride, right? Oh, it is. Is it okay? And that's you know what is wild to me. That kind of and I get it, right? It's kind of like when Danny Lay. I don't know if you're familiar with the singer Danny Lay, but Danny Lay was a singer. Danny Lay was on there with the baby, right? I don't know if you're familiar with music or not, but she went on social media and said she made a song for her. She's Dominican. She made a song for her light skinned baddies. She was like, "Yellow bone is what he want." I don't have a problem with her making that song. It doesn't affect me. But they crushed her. Like, I mean, her career is done. It is like behind us. Like, it is over. And I was like, and you know what I thought about that? And which I get it. No, I was like, dang, you know, I understand the stigma. I understand what's going on. But I was like, dang. So if you're yellow bone, that's her words, not mine. You're not allowed to be a proud light skinned person. I mean, think about that. That is different. That is different. Do I listen to you listen to NBA Youngboy? I've heard some of his stuff. I'm not real familiar with a lot of it though, but I have heard some of it. I've heard of his stuff. He don't want to be saying the B word all the time, isn't he? He said the B word. Like he can say it like 10 times and it sounds so different. Let's see. Hunter said white isn't a culture. Whiteness is defined by the people it excludes. Italians used to not be. What does white mean? Germans were not considered. What's white mean? Somebody tell me what white mean. Well, you know, Italians, a lot of times people say Italians got a lot of black blood in them. That's what I've been told. That's what I read up on. It says because what are the only white people are allowed to be legal? Oh, exactly. Yeah. You right about that. I can see that. There is no such thing as a YT culture. What's YT stand for? What's YT stand for? I'm curious. Or give me or is it something that you can't say? Is that why you put in the YT? I'm curious. YT equal white. Okay, I'm a little lost. Is that like a word that gets used a lot? I've never seen that before. Look, I'm always doing YouTube stuff, so YT to me is like YouTube. So what does it mean to you? Chicago. I think that, you know, and it's so wild, right? It's just funny. I think everybody can be discriminated against some kind of way, right? We definitely can. I mean, it's wild. The blacks, the whites, the light skins, the dark skins. I mean, it can go on. Let's see. Josh said the nuclear family is white culture, football, basketball, skyscrapers, plumbing, electricity, infrastructure is all white culture, bro. I'm sorry, your education is funny. Josh. Josh, where are you from? Josh, are you from here? I got a feeling you're not from. Where you from? Where is Josh from? Are you from America? Let me see if I'm right or not. You from you from Atlanta? Okay. All right. So you're not from nowhere else, just from Atlanta. ATL, that traffic ain't no joke down there. ATL that is no joke down there with the traffic down there at all. Now that is true. Look, y'all didn't quiet Hunter up. Where Hunter go? Look, Hunter came in here and was talking about the pick me and stuff, and I don't know where he even went to now. Yeah, I tell you what, the nuclear family, right? It is, and Atlanta's a perfect example, right? Atlanta, right? Everybody's familiar with Atlanta. Atlanta to me, and I'm wrong, I like Atlanta, but Atlanta has a lot of users there. Like, and I'm not talking about you, Josh, at all, right? But I hear men all the time talk about that. They always talk about how they meet women and women, like, they'll ask them for stuff like soon as they meet them. Like, that ain't right. Like, that's not right at all. I don't have to be a man to say that's not right. like seriously. I'm waiting to hear how you respond. So what? What am I supposed to respond? Oh, you want me to respond from what Josh said? He's responding. Oh man. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yep. Yes, they are. And that's the thing, right? And it's crazy because even before when Wendy Williams was doing her talk show, when she was on there, and women would come on there to be from Atlanta, and she would tell them, she'd be like, "Oh, you better move. You ain't never gonna be married down there. You better move." Like, hey, they call Atlanta what? Black Hollywood now. Black Hollywood. I will say a lot of things are happening in Atlanta. There's a lot of podcasters down in Atlanta too that I see that have pretty good shows. Who you calling me a you calling Josh a pick me? Men can be pick me, scammy. He said, and the GAY dudes in Atlanta don't look GAY. Oh yes, I know that. You see what happened with Diddy? All that came out. Yeah, all that. Like we looking at it. Like we know. We already knew that, but when the Diddy stuff came out, that even made it more grander, right? Like it is what it is. Like we already knew that, but it made it even more bigger. And it's still stuff that ain't came out. It's still stuff that ain't came out. I knew when Usher and Chili broke up. I knew what it was. When she said he did the unthinkable for whatever that would have been for her, I figured that's what that was. It said whites created the nuke. That's white culture. Look, I can't believe that. I can believe that too. And that's the thing, right? I think wherever you live at, right? You learn how to move, right? Josh, I'm pretty sure you know how to move around Atlanta. I hope that you're able to move around there and avoid them girls and kind of go between them, right? I'm telling you, know what's wild? I remember I was in Atlanta one time, right? And I remember the girls was telling me, they were like, watch the girls. They was like, if you have anything that they want, and I'm talking about anything, she said they come up your house to eat a sandwich. If they can just come up your house to eat your food. It was like, she's like, it's bad down here. She's like, it's hard to find really good friends. Good for you, Josh. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's good, because all that other stuff down there, that's bad. You see what's going on with Houston? Houston going nuts right now. Houston is going nuts right now. Houston is not no joke right now. And this is what my platform is for, right? Bruh, this man said plumbing is a white man culture, and that's totally cool with me. Ooh, Hunter, don't come for me. What am I supposed to take up for everybody on the show? Like, okay. Hunter is mad that you said that plumbing is a white man's culture. I'm just here. I'm just here. What am I supposed to say to that, Hunter? It is totally cool with you. What was the actual? Let me see. What did he say? Let me see. Football. Okay. Skyscrapers. Plumbing. Let's see. Let me put that back up there. Let's take a look at it real quick. Okay. It's all white culture. Okay. Well, I will say, I mean, as far as I know, football, basketball, baseball, skyscrapers, plumbing, electricity. Okay. All right. All right. So, Hunter, are you saying that you're mad that Josh said that? I have no dog in that fight. All I'm saying, Hunter, right, is a lot of times, right? Plumbing, Hunter, not sex. Oh, the plumber, Hunter, okay. plumber and a plumber, Hunter, not sexuality. Well, I don't know. Do you see a lot of? I don't really see a lot of black plumbers, right? I don't really see a lot of black plumbers, and definitely baseball. Y'all definitely got baseball. Like y'all have baseball. I mean, there's a lot of black players in baseball now. I mean, both of y'all are just saying different things that y'all believe or y'all heard of or y'all read up, right? Italians were not considered white until the second half of the 20th century. But you know what's crazy? Even white people don't like Italians sometimes. So they don't. they don't. You know, just like there's some Mexicans that kind of look white. There's some Mexicans that look kind of look more browner. So some of the Italians that just like the Cubans, you've been to Florida, you know. Josh is a racist. If a white guy what identifies another white racist, believe him. Okay. I'm saying white people invented all of those things. Yeah, he's saying white people invented all them things, Hunter. You know what's crazy though, Hunter? I'm gonna be real with you, right? I understand, right? That you are believing that Josh is a hunter as a racist, right? But a lot of white people have done so much stuff to black people. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna hold up a lot of times. It's just a lot. I mean, do you know the history? No cussing, guys, no cussing. The history is deep, Hunter, right? And we're not here for that for this show anyway, right? Exactly. And there's and Hunter, just like when you came on here, right? Hunter, I have no problem with you, right? You came straight in and called me a pick me, right? And I have a problem with that. It's your opinion, right? You call me a pick me. You said I'm hard on black women, which I'm definitely not at all. I am just speaking the facts of different things. Look what's going on. Look at what's happening. It is like, what are people gonna do with all them kids? Kids need their dads. And I'm never going to get off that subject. I'm never going to stop talking about stuff like that because that is happening in our community. Girls are having babies like they're going to go get new shoes without the father, and they don't care. And people are celebrating them, cheering on women getting divorced, having divorce parties. Like it's bad out here. And Hunter, you're not a black man, so you don't see that a lot of the world is against the black man, and they're using the women to go against them. Like it's that deep, right? And I don't expect for you to really understand that because you're not black and you might not know enough of it, right? It doesn't mean that you're racist. It doesn't mean that you have a problem with me or black people, right? But you're not that in tune with what's going on. When I see a woman or a couple women and they're pregnant and they have on bodycon dresses and they're pregnant, like that's not a good look. It's not. When I see girls walking around in Crocs and bonnets and like it's in I mean it's bad. And then you got to think their daughters are going to pick up that. Their daughters is going to pick up that. So they're going to be grown, they're going to grow up and they're going to pick up everything their mom's doing. And then when their mom is ragging on that man that she chose to have them kids by, they're going to grow up and they're going to hate men. I'm looking at it. We're seeing it every day. Look what's happening. Like, I didn't choose it. I don't want it to be like that. But look what's happening. Hold on, let me see. What did Hunter say? Let me see here. Let me put that up real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna put both y'all's up. Okay. Right. So Josh wants to claim as white culture, but assures he what? Claimed there. I don't know if you want to pick a fight with Josh. I don't think you do. I wouldn't. I would not. At least this woman has the balls to get. And you know what's crazy, Josh? And it's wild because when I do talk about this, right? You wasn't on here yesterday. Some lady came in here yesterday and she went berserk. Like, she came straight in and calling me names, and she was like, "You probably don't have a father." So you don't have a father. I was like, I definitely have a father. My mom and dad was married. And she just kept coming in insults, and it was crazy because right before she came in, I was saying how when a lot of black women come on a lot of these podcasts and they're talking to people, instead of them just really asking and stating their case or really trying to understand, they come in with insults. And she came straight in. She was calling all the men in here like deadbeat dads. She was calling them names, like, and everybody was like, she's proving your point. Like, you're doing exactly what we're just talking about. I didn't give her no energy back because I'm not saying anything I'm stating facts. Like, it's not about me picking on anybody. I don't get nothing out of that. Like, if anybody knows me, they know I'm helpful. I'm helpful all around the community. Like, I don't have no reason to do that. But I see what's happening. I talked to a girl today, literally today. The girl just had she just separated from her. She's divorcing her husband. He cheated, right? But he's always been a cheater, right? And her daughter's pregnant, and she was talking about how she don't like her daughter's choice. And I said, what choice was your daughter going to have seeing your situation? She was going to choose that. That's what she sees. And she called her daughter's dad lame. And I was like, you got to watch that name calling because you picked him. And do I have something against her because I'm telling her that? No, not at all. I don't have nothing against her. Like, at all. But these are the conversations that women are having with other women, except most women are okay in that. And that's not cool. I was on a podcast the other day with Stacey Prince. I don't know if you familiar with Stacey Prince, but Stacey Prince, he loves me. I go on the show sometime, right? Went on the show. I end up going on my TikTok, on his TikTok, right? So we on TikTok, and he was asking the question, and this was a simple question, right? He asked if he was asking, do women expire faster than men? Simple question. It's not a back and forth, just asking. And one woman said, I don't know. They never can answer the question. And sometimes I be wondering, do I hear something different than these women are hearing? Because I heard the question. So the woman was like, I don't know what you mean. She just kept saying, what do you mean? And he was like, do women, like, he was like, physically, he's like, do they, he's like, do they hold up like men do? Are they able to have kids? Like, men are able to have kids when they're 50, 60, 70. Are women able to do the same thing? And the lady said, I don't know. Now, damn well that women are not out here having babies in their 60s and 70s. Not like that. And I don't want to hear about that one. That is an anomaly. That is not that. This is how they was answered. So then the next lady came on there. She came on there real loud and strong and aggressive. And he had to mute her because she kept talking over him, right? And he asked the other lady, he's like, is she in the wrong? He's like, look at her right now. Is she in the wrong? And she was like, I don't know. And he was like, is she getting loud? And the lady said, I don't know. He said, this is what I'm talking about. He's like, it's this thing women have where they okay the nonsense. And he asked me, he's like, Anna, and I was like, nah, she dead wrong. She's being disrespectful. She's coming on her loud. She's being aggressive. And of course she was like, this was her comeback. I'll take it. I didn't say nothing to that lady. She was like, I look better than you and him. And this was a 60-year-old woman on here turning into who she really was. And it was sad because this is what a lot of them do. And the thing, and it was wild to me that lady could not say that lady was wrong. And women do that. They don't want to say women are wrong. Like, I don't get nothing out of me saying that women are wrong. Like, I'm talking about what I'm seeing. I'm talking about what I'm reading. I'm looking at the statistics. I'm looking at it. Like, and it's sad because a lot of times people don't understand where you're coming from. And a lot of women are so defensive. You can't even get a word out before they start talking stuff. I don't have a reason to go against anybody. Like, I don't. It's like Kevin Samuels. I was just talking about Kevin Samuels. I don't think Kevin Samuels was against the black woman. Like, I don't. When you really sat there and listened to that man, he was really giving a lot of black girls game. He was giving women game, period. He was really telling us what we're doing wrong. He was really telling us from that perspective. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Not one bit. Josh said, yeah, when the kids see the women talk about their dads like that, they will stop respecting their dads. And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. They don't respect their dad no more. And that's not good. That don't do no good to your kids. And you know what's wild? What you just when you just said that, right? Just think about that. Think about when I was talking to that lady today, when she was talking about her ex-husband being a lame. I said, "What is your daughter's going to think about men?" You know what she said to me? She said, "Oh, girl, my daughter." She said, "She ain't never gonna get married. She'll never." And she said it so proudly. She said she'll never get married. I said, "That's bad. That's not good." And this is why we have these conversations, Hunter. Because the point that she said that is if that was a great thing. That's not a good thing because she said that. That's bad. That's not good if your daughter is not only going out here in the world by herself. That's not a good thing. So, yeah, that's not good at all. It's not. That's not a good thing. Implying my line of rhetoric is almost demonic. I don't even know what line you were talking about. So I have no idea, Hunter. That part of that's not even my platform right here. So I don't know. I don't even remember what y'all even said. So I don't know. I have no dog in that fight on that one. But you know, that's between y'all two. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I have a platform to run, so I would never get into that. Like at all. Like I'm on here bringing awareness and having discussions about real things going on in my community. That's all. So I apologize if anybody got their feelings hurt from anybody. You know, we run a cool circle. We never had nobody even say anything to each other, no. So oh, I see what you're saying. It's almost demonic how they just try to shut down the people who are raising the issues. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm with you now. Okay. I finally seen it. It's almost demonic how they try to shut down the people who are raising the issues. Like it's too hard for them to change. So you're right. You're right about that. Yep. So they just want you to keep your mouth shut. And that is the problem. That's the problem. I was on TikTok not too long ago, maybe it's last week or something like that, and I was talking about different things that was going on, and believe it or not, Josh, the men was coming on there and was like, "I don't want to hear about nobody saying nothing about our black woman." And I'm like, "That's not what the focus is about. I think you're not understanding what's going on." And everybody jumped on them people though. They dragged them and hung them up on the wall when they got done. Because they know. People know me. They know I don't be trying to tear nobody down. That ain't me my personality. So, you know, but that is though, that is because there's an agenda. There's an agenda out there, Hunter, that you might not be aware of. You don't realize that the agenda is to put their foot in the necks of our men, and it is. And it's working. It's working big time. It is working big time. Big time. And it's bad. It is bad, bad, bad. You know what, Hunter? I am not comfortable with any type of racism or misogyny, right? So you say it's wild, right? It is wild that we are comfortable with the way that these women are having these kids. And like I told you before, a lot of these kids are going to be in jail, prison, mental hospitals. It's wild that nobody's taking the time to look at that. That's even wilder. That's wild. That's way wilder. So I understand that you saying what I'm comfortable with. That's not my platform. So That's not what I do. So I understand. But that's not what I do. And I don't think, I don't think Josh is a racist at all. Not one bit. And I'm sorry if you feel that way, Hunter, but I don't think he is. I'm a pretty good judge of character. I don't think he is. Josh is only being respectful to everybody that's been on this platform. I've never seen him come out of line. I've seen him state facts though. I've seen him state facts. I will say that. And that's the thing, right? People are sometimes get uncomfortable when people speak their mind, right? I don't think, just like you said, if a white man only likes black women, like that's their preference. I don't think they're racist. Like I don't. So it just depends on the person. That's all. Like you know what I mean? Like it really does. But Hunter, if you're in your feelings, believe me, Josh already said that he ain't got no smoke with you. He just stating his facts. That's all. That's all. And it is almost like it is kind of demonic though. Look what they're doing. They're keeping women single. They're loving women to get divorced. That is the media. That is everything that's pushed on us right now. It is City Girls movement. City Girls movement. The Kamala Harris election thing when they had Megan Thee Stallion. And I don't have a problem with Megan Thee Stallion. No, like seriously. Oh, really? Okay. All right. That's fine. And Hunter is blocked. Hunter, I don't got time for that. I don't have time for that. You're not in this community, so you don't understand what you're talking about. I let you talk as long as I could let you talk without me being disrespectful. All right. But the last comment, that got to go because we're not doing that. And it doesn't affect your community. Oh, you don't, I can understand why you don't understand it. You know what I mean? I can understand why you saying this and that. Like I get that. It doesn't affect you. So you're not coming from the same side that we're coming and we're looking at it. It's Josh said, yeah, when the kids see the woman talk about their dad, yeah, oh, that's the one I already seen. Yeah, think about it though. That's real though. Look at it. For the convention, y'all couldn't get nobody else. And I ain't got a problem with Megan Thee Stallion. But that's the only thing y'all can like. I mean, man, that's rough. I'm just saying, like, look at the agenda being pushed again. Like, come on now. That's not cool. Best new artist, Sexy Red. I don't have a problem with Sexy Red. But come on now, like she's being crazy pushed right now. She's the new Drake. Like she is. She's the new Drake. And think about that. Like, I mean, how did that happen? How did Sexy Red get such a big platform? Like, think about that. She has a song called F My Baby Dad. Like, and women sing it proudly. Like, that ain't cute. You picked them. Like, that's like, I don't think people realize, like that's sick. That ain't cute. I don't think nothing cute about that. And nothing. If I had some kids, I wouldn't let them listen to whatever. I wouldn't listen to tell you, I have some kids right now. I promise you, like, I don't even know if I would even let them have social media. Like, you would get a flip phone. You will get a flip phone. You are not allowed to get on. You gonna get a flip phone, and you only gonna get so long with that phone, and even on video games. Get y'all's kids off them video games. That is not a babysitter. That's all I see is kids playing them, and they play them all day long. Like that's wild to me. I don't know if they do that in households with a lot of dads, but I don't see dads letting their kids do that. I see a lot of moms letting their sons play them games the whole day. You know, sons play that so much from the women I know. They play the video game so much when they're not allowed to play the game, they instantly get depressed and they instantly go, I want to go home. They want to go home all the time because they want to play the game. So their social skills is messed up. And them being women, They be like, "Oh, I'm gonna take him home because he wants to go home play the game." And think about this: the world doesn't work like this. It doesn't. It does not work like this. This is why the kids need their dads. Okay, I'm sorry, they need their dads. Like, I'm never going to change my view on this. Like, I'm not at all. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at 11, 10-year-old boys sitting there, mama's laps, like they're 2 years old, and they treat them like toddlers because the mom is lonely. I say it all the time. So, men, you in the house with your kids, do everything you can to stay in the house with your kids, okay? I don't care what you got to do. Do not separate from your kids if you ain't got to. I'm telling you. And everybody be like, they might be bored with relationships. So what? Relationships are born. They're supposed to be born. A good relationship is born. I don't care what nobody say. It ain't supposed to be roller coaster. It ain't supposed to be the club. It ain't supposed to be popping, as they say. Like, it is supposed to be born. And that's what's wrong with a lot of modern women, right? What they always say, I don't have them butterflies. I didn't get a spark. Those are fleeting feelings, okay? Feelings are fleeting. Like, what's real though? Like, that's not, you're not always gonna, you're not, I mean, you looking for butterflies at 40, ma'am. Like, that's wild. Like, that's not normal. I'm sorry, it's not. I'm not about to sit there and play with people. Like, I'm not. And only women say stuff like this. Women can be 5'1" and they will not want to talk to a man because he is 5'11". He's still taller than her. And she'll call him short and everything. Like, come on now. Like, we're seeing it. For anybody to say that they don't actually see this is wild to me. Now, that's what's wild. I mean, for real. Like, that's more wilder than anything else that I've seen. Tell me that is not. Please, everybody, please like this live. I don't know if I've been telling y'all. I know a lot of times I've only went live maybe like 4 times so far, but I know I've been forgetting to tell y'all to like this live. So please like it. It makes my algorithm move. I am trying to hit my 10,000 subscriber mark soon. Hopefully I can hit it by this weekend. I've only been on here for 3 months, guys. 3 months. So I normally was on TikTok and I came over here because I like YouTube better. So I am a newbie over here and it looks like I am doing pretty well over here so far for me to just be on here for 3 months. So, and I like it. And everybody I met, I'm like, so thanks guys. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all coming. And also, guys, if y'all see my time, I've been coming on here almost every night from between 10 and 12:30. That's probably going to be my time. I am going to get a time. I am just working my way up there. I'm not monetized yet. So I am getting there soon. But I am working it out. And I appreciate y'all hanging with me and rocking with me. You know what I mean? Because, but this is my platform and I'm not changing. And I don't care how many people come on here and say what they don't like. Like, I don't care. I don't like what's going on. We don't like what's going on. Why don't y'all not like that more? Like, why don't y'all think about this, right? Why don't y'all go against that more? Like, think about that. Y'all care more about Gabby's edges and about Gabby's relationship with her husband than y'all do about Krishan Rock and that crap that they show on TV. Y'all don't say anything about that. Like, think about that. None of that stuff gets talked about. Like, that's wild to me. Like, I don't get it. That is just, I don't understand the frustration in it. Well, guys, I am getting out of here. I might play this last little video before I bounce out. It's been a good conversation. I appreciate y'all. And please like the video and I will be back tomorrow. I am definitely setting my trail. So watch out for me. And please look at my long form content when I post it. I am about to make a couple more videos. So look out for it, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I will be back. Let me know too in the comments, guys, If you appreciated the stream and you liked it, please leave it on the video when it posts on there, pretty please. Thank you.